All right, everyone, how about 3 quick cards and a bottom card with me? Let's do it. Let's take a look at the energy right now. This could have just as easily been an energetic weather update, I suppose, but I decided to pull it as a 3-card reading just because, I don't know, there's a lot more going on than just what's in the environmental energy, I guess. All right? It's a little bit of, well, we got a pre-shuffle here with an 8 of Cups. Somebody walking toward their 9 cups, and I'll show you that in just a second here. Let's take a look. Let's see what's going on. It's general reading. May or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. You're all moving at different speeds on your timeline. There's 2 energies here. Your energy is attached to this, the people I'm reading for, and there's an energy attached on the incoming. On both sides, there's a theme here in the pre-shuffle of the time is now. It's time to stop wondering what might happen and find out what will. Okay? Whatever that means to you, that's fine. I know what it means to the incoming energy. It definitely pertains to, well, you or most of you. But I've got an 8 of Cups crossed by the 9 of Cups. She walking toward the 9 cups. It's crossed by 9 cups. Right? It's time to move away. Time to move toward the 9 cups. Away from the devil. Away from anything toxic, away from fear, you know, wondering what might happen. The devil keeps you in might. Oh, well, that might happen. Oh, my God, that might happen. Playing out scenarios to, you know, so that nothing ends up happening at all, right? Underneath that is justice, and that's why I know that that's what's happening. That solidifies what's happening here. The energy is balancing out. Just the surface energy here. We're way past planning stage. Right here at the 3 of Wands, looking out on new horizons. She's going to jump in the water and find out what will happen. And there's the Burger King. Now, how this relates to you with the King of Wands bookending the 8 of Cups here. This is about you, a message for some of you. I'm not sure for all of you, but pay attention. Don't let your ego or sentimentality get in the way. Sentimentality, being sentimental, holds us back quite a bit. Be careful of that in this energy, okay? Now, how that pertains to the incoming energies, well, it's the Burger King. It represents the DM side quite a bit, this King of Wands. And underneath it here, there's a lot of disappointment, 4 of Cups, for just sitting at the 2 of Wands planning stage. Always planning, never doing. Always wondering what might happen, never finding out, right? And underneath that, they also move, right? Knight of Swords. They got something to say. There's no doubt about that. They got something to say. And I feel like if they don't say it, they're going to shortchange themselves, because underneath that, I believe, was a 5 of Swords, which was in the energy of the soul around the eclipse reading. Pretty interesting pre-shuffle. Let's see where we go. Let's see what the universe wants to tell us. Let's pull 3 cards and a bottom card. I'll clarify whatever needs clarifying. Don't worry. I'll do that. All right, let's go. Let's see where we're at here. Let's take a look. All right. See where we're at. It's an important energy. I'm not doing a ton of readings this week, and that's on purpose. It's because those eclipse readings are very powerful. The one I pulled on the eclipse, the one I pulled for the eclipse, even the Leo soap opera the other day, very important energy. This reading, also something to consider. Especially, that was a very powerful pre-shuffle, considering the pre-shuffle is just surface energy. So I'm not pulling a ton of readings this week. I want everybody to watch these a few times, going all the way back to the eclipse reading, and get the message through. Oh my God, look at that. It flipped over in the deck here. I don't know why. It flipped over in the deck. Knight of Swords, first card out. Bottom card is 9 Swords. Knight of Swords reversed, I should say. It came out that way. Lovers. And what's read with that? The 10 Swords. Again, it's saying the same thing. It's amazing. I love tarot. It just reflects the energy so awesome. Just looking at these 2 cards, which are read together, it's just the not saying anything, not moving forward at this point. It just puts 10 swords, right? Also, we could say we're putting 10 swords in not moving forward. It's an energy right now. 9s are the end in tarot. I've got a 9 of swords crossing the lovers. It's time to get out of this nonsense, make a decision, and move forward. It applies to you, or most of you, about something, but also the incoming energy. Like I said, there's 2 energies here. All right? So I got somebody very anxious, but definitely feeling the connection, feeling the decision to say something to you. Because really, they're stuck And if they don't say something, there's a reason this came out reversed, and I will clarify that. You know, it's very important energy to see that, and especially with the Ten of Swords like that. Why is the Knight of Swords reversed? Why did it fly out like that? Tell me about it. I'm going to switch it off to somebody here, to the incoming energy, just for a moment, because I want to see here. I think there's something that somebody wants to say here. I mean, that's just the way it plays out. I mean, and not saying it is very painful. It's very painful to have 10 swords in something. I mean, I'd love to say this is the aspect of, you know, new beginnings and stuff like that. You know, 10s are the end, dead end that lead to a new beginning. It's just a dead end if things aren't said. If we don't try right now, right? The energy is amazing. I called it once in a decade energy. It's actually once in 2 decades energy. That eclipse we had, nothing that powerful will happen again in the eclipse department until about 2044. Okay? So, that's a while. It's 20 years down the road. What's going on? Why is the Knight of Swords reversed? So, I'm letting this week hang quite a bit on the eclipse energy. Yeah, 8 of Swords, right? We had 9 swords crossing here. We got 8 swords crossing here. And this flew out reversed, the Knight of Swords, which brings a message of change. Right, it's communication, flew out reversed. 8 swords here. There's something somebody wants to say to you. Okay? Now, there's something you need to say to somebody as well, or say to yourself. That's fine. I think I said enough for you in the pre-shuffle. I think basically my little saying of it's time to stop finding out what might happen and go find out what will. The time definitely is now. But for somebody else here, somebody's kept something to themselves, and it's haunted them on some level. What's on top? Yeah, the Hierophant. Wow. Why is the Hierophant here? The Death card. It's time. There's an energy attached to you. Now, this may not apply to all of you. I don't know. But there's an energy attached to you where it's time to end a relationship or something that's been long-term on their side. Okay? It's words. It's not necessarily 100% about words coming to you. It's about words going to themselves. Like I told you, there might be something you need to say to someone else, or you need to say to yourself. There might be something they need to say to themselves or to somebody else. Either way, could be a marriage, could be a relationship, it's something long-term, whatever it is, it's time for that to come to an end. It's time to speak. It's time to say something. And somebody here has been very afraid to do this. Has been. There's not a lot of fear inherent in this energy right now. There's not. We saw the devil getting squished a little bit there in the pre-shuffle. So, I see how this reading's laying out now. This is your connection with this person. This is you and them and blah, blah, blah. This is the 10 swords that relates to this. So let's find out. It's time for something on their side to end. Okay? It's also time for something on your side to end. I just think it's a bit less dramatic on the DF side. On the DM side, there's a lot of drama here. A lot. It's time for sure. I mean, it might just be a lifestyle change for some of you. I don't know. I get something much bigger than that on the DM side. But hey, lifestyle changes can be very big. They can be. Why is the 10 of Swords here? Tell me about it. Tell me about the 10 of Swords. Why is it here? Yeah. It's crossed by the Magician. Right. It's something they've glazed over. Right? Something that's been dead, done a long time. It's sort of like what I got in the Leo soap opera the other day, where somebody putting smoke and mirrors up in their life, right? It's a bit of a smoke and mirrors energy, but it's also a transformation energy where it's time for this, something that's over to be over. It's time for this Knight of Swords to go upright. Okay. What's on top? The High Priestess. Wow. This has really been, I mean, when I say smoke and mirrors, it's smoke and mirrors all cracked. This has really been carpet swept here. And it's a flowing High Priestess. Why is the High Priestess here? Yeah, the 3 of Pentacles. Well, it's a new beginning. It's a stable, solid new beginning. Somebody here realizes that it's time to start over. Time to hit the reset button. So there's somebody attached to you who's hitting the reset button in their life. Whatever that means to you. I don't know. I have to pull kind of a general message because there's thousands of people watching. It's time for somebody to bring something to a close. Hit the reset button in their life. It's probably a relationship. It's something very long-term with the Hierophant there. All right, let me pull on the Lovers. Wow. It's been a long time coming here. Well, a lot of this energy now has been a long time coming. A lot of the change in the energy. This is a very important week. It's why I'm letting the readings just kind of float here. Okay, I'm just letting them float. It's a very important week. Very important changes are happening. Even if there's something small, that will snowball into something very big. You'll be glad you did it. I think I'm saying the same thing about the incoming energy. I think whoever's attached to you will be glad when they finally speak up, right? When they finally speak up and say something. Now I'm pulling on the Lovers, which is sort of related to your connection with whoever the incoming energy is, and your connection to yourself as well. It's about making new choices. The universe is providing an opportunity to make new choices. Not nude, new choices, right? I want to make sure I said that right. Sometimes I say nude by accident. It is Steve's Love Tarot, you know. What's going on? And it's two people on the card are nude. I don't know. Why is the Lovers here? Let's go. Tell me about it. Yeah, it's what I said. I talk. The universe backs me up with a card. It's right there. It's Two of Pentacles. There's the environmental energy around it. The opportunity, listen now, since the incoming energy isn't here, you're here. Listen up. The opportunity is here for you to make a new choice about something. Whatever that something is, even if it's very small, try changing your routine a little bit. All of you. Even if you don't think, oh, this is bullshit, Steve, I don't need to make any changes, blah, blah, blah. Fine. Be like that. But just humor me. Humor yourself. Change one small thing about your routine. Even if it's like, I normally have my cup of coffee at 7 a.m. and I do this and I do that. Push your cup of coffee to a different time. And do something else around that time, right? Try a new routine. But for others of you, you know what this choice is. You know what this new decision is. The energy is there for it. There's a lot of Saturn and Mars influence right now. What happens is Mars gives you the determination within the energy, the way these planets are aligning right now. Mars gives you the determination in the energy, right? And Saturn kind of keeps Mars on track. It keeps you going with it. In other words, you won't chicken out halfway through it. That applies to the incoming energy coming toward you to tell you how they feel, which somebody obviously has been holding on to your energy here. Okay, that applies too. It'll push them all the way there. All right. So there's a lot of this is a very important energy. That's why I'm kind of harping on it here. What's on top? See, Eight of Wands. Very forward. The opportunity is there to move forward. Also, the opportunity is there right now because of what I just said about Mars and Saturn, for someone to come in and communicate with you and tell you how they feel. All right, there's nothing that's going to make them chicken out halfway there. None of that sitting in the car shit, which we got in a recent, I think it was a Cancer reading, right? Temporarily within the energy, while Mars and Saturn are in play. That's why I said this could have been an energy weather update, but there's more going on than just the surrounding energies. But as part of the energetic weather update portion of this reading, Mars and Saturn are working to your advantage if you're wanting to hear from somebody and you know somebody has something to say to you. But it's also working to your advantage for yourself for making new choices, right? The opportunity is there, all right? But there is a strong, in relation to your connection, strong probability of communication here. Mars got to go, the get up and go. Saturn keeps Mars on task. Okay? Why is the Eight of Wands here? The King of Cups. Communication from a DM who's coming to tell you how they feel, and they haven't before. And I know they fucking haven't because of the pre-shuffle and because that flew out reversed. All right? Which, as soon as this is, while they keep this to themselves, High Priestess pushing it down, there's no new beginning, and it's all 10 swords. It's time. The energy is here to transform things. I got transformation here. I had it with the Magician crossing here. But, you know, again, this is a very important position because this is talking about the surrounding energies. It's talking about how the opportunity is there for you to make new choices and stick with them. And it applies to the incoming energy. It applies to you. As far as your connection goes, there are new choices being made from someone who's held on to your energy. Hasn't told you how they feel, held back that cup. And this can apply, the craziest things can happen in this energy. I'll tell you right now, you might be sitting out there going, well, I still watch you, Steve, but that was years ago. I'm telling you, do not be surprised. And I told you this about the eclipse. I said, don't underestimate the kind of change that's happening. It's a big, big eclipse energy. We won't see it again until 2044. That type of energy, that frequency, that power within the energy. Okay? That being said, don't underestimate what's going on here. There's a lot with Mars in action and Saturn in action. There's what I called in my write-up in April a karmic resolve going on right now. And if you read my write-up that I wrote in the blog, you'll know what I mean. It culminates, all of this eclipse energy that's happening this week, that's kind of peak power this week, culminates with Saturn, as coincidence would have it. We were just talking about Saturn. When it has a semi-sextile with the North Node of Destiny. That's around the 19th, and I'll be pulling on it a little before it. All right, we'll take a look. That's where the circuit completes. Right now, however, right the fuck now, this is the moment to make new choices. This is the moment to find out whatever it means to you. I'm not talking about the incoming energy. They're going to do it too. Okay? Some of them will try to skirt away, but whatever. But right now, this is the moment. This is the energy. All right? It's why I'm not pulling a bunch of readings willy-nilly. This is the energy to find out what will happen instead of wondering what might happen. All right? Whatever that is to you. And if you think it's nothing, just try changing one small part of your routine. Humor the universe here. Humor me. All right? Humor yourself. That's your reading. Strong possibility of communication. When? I don't know. There's no time in the energy. But soon, I don't divine that far out. I'm just looking at between now and, it's the April-y time frame sort of thing. I'm not like talking about September or something or October. None of that. No. It's very strong. I mean, the Eight of Wands came out there. And by the way, these new choices, nude or new, these new choices that you might make, I'll just tell you since you're here, very fast moving. You'll reap the benefits. You'll see the changes. You'll see how it plays out very quickly. That's a very fast energy right there. I mean, if I was a cop, I'd give that energy a ticket for sure. I'd pull over and say, "You know how fast you were going?" Right, like that. So that's your reading. Pair this reading with the reading I pulled on top of the eclipse. Right, I think it was an energetic weather update and the eclipse reading. It's a very important week. I may or may not pull a reading tomorrow. I don't know. We're definitely going to do the Friday and the weekly reading, so don't worry about it. But we'll see. And we got the mid-month coming up on Sunday. But for right now, absorb the energy I've given you, what's here. And remember, this is the most important section of this reading right here. That's pretty wild. All right. Let's see if there's anything else the universe wants to tell you before we go. For those that have learned the lesson of temperance and are still here, let's give the deck a shuffle. Anything else you want to tell my viewers, universe? Give me one card and a crossing card. What else you want to tell my viewer? Even if it's a repeat message. I don't know. It might be, because this is very strong. Okay, the message of time to find out what will happen instead of wondering what might and speculating. And that's the energy of that devil that was in the pre-shuffle. That's the devil that makes you question everything too much. It's okay to question things, yes, but don't go overboard. You think about something long enough, you find too many reasons not to do it. And that's the problem that the DM side's been having with their communication issue, right? So it's why they've been very wishy-washy, back and forth, holding on to your energy. I get wishy-washy here, I get wishy-washy here. Round and round. Let's go. There is a little frustration built up, too, on the incoming energy side, which is good. That'll work to your advantage. Saturn will keep the Saturn energy that's in play for the next few days. Will keep Mars and will keep the Mars energy in line and on task. Like I said, give me one card and a crossing card. What else you want to tell my viewers here? Fresh deck. What do we get? Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Crossed by the Seven of Cups. It's just again, it's backing up what I said. All right, you almost. I hate saying this because people might take it the wrong way or too literally. Don't take what I'm saying too literally. I'm just paraphrasing the energy, okay? You almost can't make a bad choice in this energy. In other words, changing anything. And I think that's probably why I told some of you who are doubters, doubting Thomas and all that kind of stuff, hey, just try changing what time you have your coffee. Try, anything like that. The energy has changed so much. You've almost got to change something. Even if it's very small. For some of you, you know exactly what you need to do and you're working on yourselves and all that. But, you know, even if it's very small, pretty much anything you do, any option you take that's new leads to a new beginning of some kind. And the universe is pointing out it's pretty good. But even if it's not a good kind of outcome, I made a wrong choice there, shouldn't have done that. You're able to adapt very quickly for some reason. For some reason, I read that because I've got the sort of yellow kind of energy, the flowy energy here. So, you know, again, any little thing you do, I'll tell you what. But again, there's a message here. Don't let, for you, because I pulled on you, King of Wands again, all right? Don't let sentimentality or your ego hold you back. How would your ego, I mean, sentimentality is easy to understand, but how would your ego hold you back? Your ego would hold you back because you're watching my reading and you don't want to admit that maybe there are some things you could change. Don't pass up the opportunity contained within the energy. It's just opportunity to change something. Even if it's tiny for you, it's worth doing. It leads to this right here. And this is the most solid, stable, powerful new beginning in the tarot. Right? And it's also the slowest energy in the tarot. It takes a long time. Right? It'll be a long time before this type of energy comes back around again, this specific frequency. Like I told you, I'll call it once in a decade, but really it's probably a little more than that. All right, that's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. All right, good luck.